Marita, and I'm back with another video. Y'all haven't seen me in a while because I haven't been working. Today's my first day back in about a month or so, month and a half really. And we're gonna see how this day goes. I am eating breakfast at the moment. It is, was it 7:30-ish almost? Oh no, 7:33 or something like that. Today, I was gonna see how OB works with us having this virus and see what steps we have to take here on our floor to keep our patients and ourselves safe. Our facility has one confirmed case currently here in the ICU, but I am OB, so that's far away from me. However, I will take the precautions that I need to take. I guess the biggest changes I've seen so far with the virus situation is we only have one entrance. You can only come in through the ER only, and it's a checkpoint. You have to come in through that way. So my normal parking spot, I was late to work this morning. I was physically here in the building in time, but I didn't clock in at 6:49 this morning because of the fact that I had to walk completely around the building in order to get into the hospital. So that's what's going on. I've already gotten a report. I have 6 patients. I didn't really look to see what the breakdown was in terms of C-section versus vaginal deliveries. We have a hysterectomy coming today, 3 inductions, and another C-section coming today. I'm getting that C-section where my other nurse is getting the hysterectomy today. And so we'll see how today goes. I think we have about 3 or 4 or 5 discharges. I'm not sure. We will play this day by ear. I have to get checked off at some point on my PPE. We will see how this goes. As you can see what I'm eating. It's bacon, an omelet. I have cereal for later, fruit, and of course my juice. I'm gonna finish my breakfast and then I will come back a little later to tell you how the day is going. I am back. I just wanted to show you briefly what provisions we're taking to the coronavirus at our facility, or at least on our floor. So our criteria to even clock in, before we clock in, we have to make sure that we haven't had a fever, been around someone, traveled. It's saying if you clock in, you're saying that you answered no to the above questions. And then our new visitor guideline, no visitors under the age of 18 and only 2 visitors per patient. I do work OB, so this is a specialty and we want to make sure we keep our patients safe, keep our nurses even safer. And so we are actually, I'm glad that we typically don't have to worry about this anyway, but you never know who people have come in contact with. So I just want to update you about that. That's pretty much it. All right, I am back for a quick update. I have seen 3 of my 6 patients. I am about to administer a nicotine patch. So nicotine patches, we do not allow our patients to smoke, so we offer them a nicotine patch to combat those cravings. So anyway, she gets some nicotine, but she just won't get it via cigarette. I had a patient that I just saw who was in pain. Her pain was 7 out of 10, incisional pain, and she wanted her narcotics. But I don't give narcotics unless I have a baseline blood pressure first. So I took her blood pressure and it was 97/64. So what do y'all think I did? Do you think I gave her the narcotics or do you think that I made her wait? What do you think? Well, I'll tell you. So blood pressure 97/64. So what I did was went back and looked at her trends to see what her trends were. Does she typically run that way? And I went ahead and told her, I said, listen, I will give you 1, but I won't give you 2 of her, I think it was, what did she get? Percocets. So she just got 5 milligrams of Percocet instead of 10 because her blood pressure is on the lower side. When I looked at her trends, she does run in the 90s over 50s anyway, so that's just kind of how she is. But at the same time, I don't want to bottom her out, so I just gave her the 5, and that's all I plan on doing. So like I said, I'm halfway through my assessments. So far, good shift, no complaints, no issues, no concerns. I haven't worked in so long, so because I haven't worked in since I think January, I'm really slow today. That's the hard part about being PRN, is that you typically don't get to work, so you get behind and things like that. So I'm just trying to get reacclimated to my working and getting back full swing, and my time management is not good today. I will tell you that. Plus, because of this virus and all the precautions we have to take, it just takes longer to get things done. So anyway, this is my mid-assessment check-in. It is 9:30 in the morning. So I will check back with you later after maybe I finish my assessments to tell you what's going on. All right, so I'm coming in for no, not even a midday. It's only 10:05, 10:10. So I'm coming for a check-in. Let's see. I finished all 6 assessments, and I'm about to go ahead and get started on my charting. So after I finish my charting, then I will start on my discharges. I have 3 discharges today, and that's pretty much it. I mean, all 6 of my patients are doing good. I have 1 fresh C-section, 1 old C-section, and 4 vaginal deliveries. 3 of my patients are going home today, so I got to get that done, plus all their vaccines. So we're doing Tdaps and doing flu shots today. That's pretty much it. You know, I really thought today would be more eventful just because of the fact of the this virus is going around, but on our floor for OB, not much is going on. They have made provisions where they're going to start doing, they're not going to allow people to deliver as early. They're pushing deliveries off now because of this at our facility. Our OBs are. So like you will have to be for sure 39 to 40, 41 weeks before you get delivered here for inductions type of thing. You won't be just induced at 37 weeks or 38 weeks. So anyway, that used to be a thing, but now we're not doing that this week because of, or not this week, but in general because of the situation, is what I was told. I have a C-section coming, maybe. If I don't get my patients discharged, we have to call our 3rd nurse. I have 6 patients. If the nurse has 6 patients, when we get 13 patients, we get our 3rd nurse. That C-section will make the 13th patient. We do have 4 more people in labor. One's at 4. One's at 4 centimeters dilated. One's at 3, 2, and 1. So it'll be a while before they deliver. The one that's at 4 is a G5P4, which means she could deliver just like that. It's not gonna take her long. So we're going to call our 3rd nurse in here shortly so that we can divide these up. I will not go over my matrix for nobody. They have me listed to get the C-section, which will be my 7th patient. But unless I discharge somebody, I'm not taking her. The person who is down staff will have to come in, and that's what we're gonna do. So anyway, that is your mid-morning check-in. Oh, I wanted to say something. I forgot to tell you about the nicotine patch, whatever it is. You have to wear gloves for that. Otherwise you'll have nicotine on your hands and you will absorb some of it. So you have to make sure you wear gloves when you're applying those transdermal patches like that. And you have to rotate sites. So I had to make sure that her old one was off and her new one was on. You do not have patches on at the same time. All right, so that is for my mid-morning check-in. I'm about to go ahead and do these. What was I trying to say? I'm about to go do these charting. Get my charting done. If I get my charting done, then I will be back and let you know how it's going. All right. They are waxing the floors, as you can see. This is our census. As you can see, the stripes means these people are going home, and 3 of those patients are mine. All right, I'm back. I'm coming in for another update. So it is approximately 3:05 in the afternoon. You're probably like, where have you been all day? It's been a hell of a day. So I'm in an empty patient room, as you can see behind me. But basically what's been going on is I still have my same 6 patients from this morning. And the situation, I'm a grease ball, as you can see. The oil everywhere. Basically the situation is this. So I have 6 patients, and we have a nurse that's been downstaffed. And downstaffed basically means that she was scheduled to work, but she doesn't have to work because our census doesn't call for it. When we got to the 13th patient, they didn't want to call her in because we were going to have about 4 or 5 discharges. My argument was that you don't know when the discharges are going to go home, so you still need to call her in. Well, the particular nurse, called the manager and said, do I really need to come in because this, that, and the other? Well, this made labor and delivery have to hold their patients because we didn't have anybody to take them because I refused to take a 7th patient. I will not go over matrix for anything. So especially when we have not only a down-staff nurse, but also an on-call nurse. So me and this other nurse is drowning with these 12 patients. We have about 4 or 5 patients, or 3 or 4 patients delivered. And they're trying to get them over to our side. I hope I'm explaining this well. They're trying to get them over to our side, but yet we don't have the nurses here to take care of them, and I refuse to go for matrix. The nurse I'm working with, she doesn't mind so much, but if that's what she wants to do, that's up to her, but I refuse to. I was supposed to get the next admission because she took the first one. Well, she decided to take 2 back to back because of the fact that she didn't want to hear anybody's mouth. Again, I still refuse to do so. This happened about noon. It is now 3:10, 15:10 in the afternoon, and we are still in the same situation. We still have 3 or 4 people who are delivered, who are still in L&D. None of my patients have left yet. Because they haven't left yet, I'm not taking a new patient. I still have not charted from this morning. I still have assessments this morning that I have not finished charting on. I have 2 assessments, midday assessments, that I haven't even done yet because I haven't had time. I have not got a lunch. So I'm gonna document that I didn't get a lunch and go from there. I have passed my meds. I did do all my discharge teaching. However, my patients are not going home. And I keep explaining to them it doesn't make a difference if the patients are discharged. It matters when they go home. That nurse should have came in, but it is what it is at this point. It's now almost, like I said, 3-something in the afternoon. I wouldn't per se call anybody in, but I'm not going to, or actually I would. Or maybe I wouldn't, but I shouldn't have to wing it all day. We've been struggling all day because they refuse to call that nurse in. It's not my call, but only thing I can control is I will not take another patient. So if they want to drown, that's up to them. But because we've been so busy, it's not been a bad day. It's really have not been a bad day at all. It's just been steady. I have not sat down. I have not finished charting from this morning. And like I said, I have 2 assessments I need to go do real quick for my 2 o'clocks, which they're an hour late. And that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to this kind of job. So I'm just kind of tired. I'm wore out. I'm sweaty. My face is looking greasy. My Vocera is beeping, meaning that it needs a new battery already. It's just been a hell of a shift. So I will be so glad when this shift is over. I'm supposed to work Monday, but I hope I get down staff, and I hope they don't call me in because I ain't coming. No, I'd come if I had to. But anyway, just be mindful that just because another nurse does something, goes over matrix in this situation, it creates a precedent for you to do the same thing. And if you don't have a backbone and stand up for yourself and say, I'm not doing it, and it makes you look like a total B, but that's okay. I just rather be that B. But I have to protect my license. Yet again, protecting my license. I give a damn about what these people think about me, how they feel about me, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna have a license and they won't if something were to happen. So that's the gist of what it is. I got my discharges done. I still need to do an assessment, 2 assessments, midday assessments. I still need to chart on 2 people from this morning. I've been passing my meds okay. But I don't know if it's because I haven't worked since January, but I am so disorganized today. This is typically not like me. I'm typically able to just get in here and get going, but today has been kind of an off day for me. But it hasn't been a bad day, so I'm not per se complaining about the day itself. My patients are great. The nurse I'm working with is fine, besides the fact that she lets them run over her. But I ain't the one. So anyway, no lunch. Not having a lunch is a big deal to me, but they're gonna pay me though, so it is what it is. All right, so I'll check back with you all later, maybe at the end of my shift, or when we get to the car, we'll see how the rest of the shift went. But until then, I'll talk to you later. All right, I'm coming back for another check-in. It is 17:30, I think, 5:30, and I'm about to get my second admission. So as you can see, got the room ready for her, bed down, board done. We are doing only 2 visitors per day for now. As you can see, visiting hours have changed to 7 to 7 instead of 9 to 9, I think. Nothing much has happened. I have admitted my other patient. She's fine. I'm about to go do my last rounds on my other patients. So when this next patient comes, I'm done for the shift. For me, if a patient comes, we do our vital signs at 10, 2, and 6. So if a patient comes after 4 o'clock, that will be the only time I do their vital signs. I'll do their admission, the vital signs, and I'm done for the shift. So she'll be over here soon. It's already almost 5:30. So when she comes, I'm just doing that 1 assessment, and that's it till the next nurse comes in when we do shift change an hour later. So I'm gonna check back with you probably in the car. I'm about to go do these last set of rounds, see these patients, do water pictures, vital signs, and fundal assessments for the rest of this shift. I'll be back soon. All right, I'm back. It is the end of my shift, and let me turn my air down. It's hot. End of my shift. It is now 19:21, and it is time to end this day. It's time to recap. I came to you at different points in times about my day, but basically just know that honestly, the shift itself was good. I can't complain about that. The issues that I had were more so about how they handled staffing situations, because at any given point in time when we deliver our 13th patient, now mind you, I've only had 2 patients going home and they're going home immediately, I would have no problem with what happened today. But the gist of what happened today, if I didn't explain it well because I was upset or bothered by it, was that as soon as we get 13 patients, we are to get our 3rd nurse to come in. And we had 5 people to be discharged today, but if any of you all know how that works, just because you get orders to get discharged don't mean you going home in the next 30 minutes. It's when you get your ride. It's when your ride get off of work, or when, in our case, when they find a car seat for the baby, or when, you know, it's just stuff like that. Or, oh, I forgot, I want to take a shower before I go. Oh, I want to eat before I go. Oh, I want to take, you know, I'm just not ready to go home yet. So just because we get discharge orders don't mean they're going home anytime soon. And with that being said, that also means that they're still my patient until they're actually discharged and walking out the door. So just because we had patients that were scheduled to go home and orders to go home, we were still getting new patients over, and they didn't ask us to take, like, I just told them I wasn't taking 7 patients. I was not taking 7 patients. And so the manager was like, well, I never told you had to. I said, there's not a question about it. I wasn't going to regardless. And I have no problem doing that. But unfortunately, the nurse I was working with, she's been reprimanded for, she's been bullied. I mean, she's an older nurse, but she's been bullied by some of the younger nurses who they have did things to her. And she said, I'm not going to take it from you anymore. And then she's gotten rolled up for it. Unfortunately for me, I'm not afraid. I could care less. I just could care less. With that being said, it's more of a situation where I have options. That's why I'm in school. That's why I have other jobs, because I have options. You can fire me today if you want to, but I am not taking more within the matrix that I have to take, and they knew that was wrong for that. And we had a nurse that was down staff who could have came in. Now, she may have only had to come in for maybe three or 4 hours. She may not have to stay, but that's what you're here for. This is why you got this job. If you don't like it, don't work at the hospital. So there's no reason why, you know, there was not a patient safety issue because I never took the patient. But because I refused to take that 7th patient, the other nurse took 2 fresh surgeries back to back. One of them should have been mine. And I would have taken her if I had a patient that was actually discharged home. And so she, just to keep her from, you know, getting in trouble, because she was so afraid of getting in trouble, that she just went ahead and took 2 surgeries back to back. And I'm like, okay, you a good one, because I'm not going to do it. But this is where I tell y'all, don't be a slave to your job. Do not be a slave to your job. Mind you, you sometimes have to do what you have to do in order to make it. But once you get to a point where you have options, you won't care about stuff like that. You'd be like, oh, no, you're not treating me any kind of way. People are going to treat you how you allow them to treat you. So you wonder why everybody mistreats you, is because you allow it. And I don't allow people to mistreat me. I'm not going to tolerate someone who's going to say, okay, this is the policy, but we're going to make sure you break it because we don't want to call somebody else in. But I guarantee you, had it been any other nurse, they would have had to come in. If it had been me, they would have said, okay, we want you to come in because we have 13 patients now, even if I was here for only an hour. There's been times, honestly, I live an hour and 15 minutes from my job. So being an hour and 15 minutes away, there's times where I have got called in at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And do the math. If I get called at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, by the time I change, I get my kids settled because they're coming home from school, and I drive an hour and 15 minutes, it's already 5 o'clock almost, and get through traffic. It's 5 o'clock by the time I got to the hospital, just to clock out at 6:45 to go home. So if I can come in for an hour and 45 minutes because, yes, I was on call, then you can't tell me this nurse couldn't have come in for 4 or 5 hours to come help get these patients discharged, get this new admissions, and then she could have went back to the house. But no, she didn't want to do that. But you know what? Karma's a bee. So when it come back around to her, she's going to need somebody one day. We got through the shift fine. Again, there was no safety issues, but there was delay in care. And for me, that was unnecessary delay in care. So anyway, I'm done ranting and raving for today. It's been a great day overall. This virus does not impact us, or it does impact us. But you know, I told you in a video that I was going to do and just see how this virus impacted us at this hospital. We do have one confirmed case here at this hospital, and we have a few suspected cases, like 4 suspected cases, and they are isolated. But as far as OB, we are taking special precautions. We only allow 2 visitors to come into our per patient to come to our floor. And honestly, the 2 patient thing, I wish we could implement that all the time. The 2 visitor thing, I wish we could do that all the time. It was great. It was peaceful. The patients seemed to be more at ease and more calm today because of the fact that they can't have all these visitors there. I wish if we couldn't implement that, to implement quiet time, because our patients need rest. They just need rest. So it was a great shift. We have everybody coming in through the ER, and all visitors come in through the ER, so they can't come in through any other entry. But we as employees go in through patient pickup. But this morning, which I couldn't record for y'all because I was already late for work, it was locked. So the one door that we could come in was locked for us. So we had to walk completely around the building, hospital building, on the outside, the perimeter. And like I said, we were locked out. So I think that's pretty much it. They round about 2-3 times a day to update us on any new findings when it comes to this virus, about what we need to do. But outside of that, for us, nothing's really happened. I did not have to wear any N95s today. I didn't have to wear any surgical masks today because our patient population is a clean population typically, and we don't have to typically worry about that. Does that mean a mom can't get this virus? Yes, she can, but they are screened very, very well before they come into our floor. And so as of right this minute, we don't have to wear any mask. And then we only have one designated unit that we would house someone. And if we had a mom who was here for pregnancy reasons, then we have a 1 room in L&D that it will be deemed to be her room if we got a patient who had this virus. So anyway, this video is probably going to be long enough. If I've repeated something, I apologize. It's just been that kind of a day. I did not get a lunch, and I documented it accordingly. They're going to pay me my 30 minutes. They're about to pay me my 30 minutes for my lunch. For us, they dock our lunch automatically, but I'm going to get paid my 30 minutes because I didn't sit down much at all. But like I said, it was a great shift, and it is what it is. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. It's probably one of our lengthier ones, but it's been a day. And if you like these videos, keep on watching. I've heard from you all that you happen to love these vlogs. I am PRN, so you do know that I don't come to work often. I get downstaffed a lot, which I don't mind. I don't have to have this job. I just do it to keep up my few skills that I do have. So I have something to actually teach my nursing students when they do come to clinical. But anyway, thumbs this video up, share, like, comment, and until the next time, you all take care. Bye-bye.